Hello everyone, my name is Priyanshu Agrawal. I score AIR 442 in this civil services examination. During my preparation, my key pillars were my family, especially my grandfather, who has not only introduced me about the UPSC and about civil services, but also been the constant guide, the mentor, and the one who has always been my tree through through all whole of my journey. Secondly, my parents were my full support mechanism. They have always been like, "Ki, do whatever you want," and they always been my constant support mechanism. Then my sister, she helped me very helpful during my emotional phase because UPSC is take a lot of toll on the emotional health. And a special mention to my Fufaji, who was actually associated with my preparation of interview. He has a very rich experience of corporate, and he has helped me to crack through the mock interview phase. After that, the journey of my UPSC has been nearly about 3 years, starting from first attempt in 2021, where I was able to crack prelims, but missed the mains by few marks. And then in second attempt, I was not actually even able to crack prelims. And third year, I set with AIR 442. So this clearly states that my journey was more like a roller coaster ride, seeing the peak at very starting and then falling down to zero. The phase was really very tough, but what it helps me to look upon to what actually not to do in UPSC preparation. Especially, I found that mental health is something which we most of the aspirants miss during our preparation. So I started focusing on my mental health. I know that mental health we generally neglect because we think that it is a secondary part. But trust me, guys, mental health is something. If you are confident enough, if you give a good amount of time on your mental well-being, you can actually face off the tough times and can say in your brains that be a modest winner and a smiling loser. Apart from that, during my preparation, my strategy was very clear in my third attempt, and I want to emphasize of what wrongs did I did in before this year examination and what changes I made in this year attempt. So before I was overdoing things, it is like it is called that it's an era of infodemics. There's so many information, so much materials available everywhere, so we are not able to concise our preparation. Like in first prelims, I remember I have read preamble, fundamental rights, the same topic from 3 4 books. So rather than covering in verticals, I was just stuck in horizontal because I was referring different material. This year attempt, I have made myself very concise. Once I had chosen a material, I stayed with it. So in prelims, the best part, the most important part is your confidence. And the confidence comes is only when you limit your resource and become very much confident on your strategy of solving it. So this time prelims, my strategy was very clear. I'll play with the intuition because once you start doing overthinking in prelims, it may backfire. Then for CSET, since I've been from engineering background, I was able to crack it with ease. While for others who actually have not done a good amount of practice in CSET, practice is the key. Just do a lot of mock tests, do PYQs to get yourself in the groups of doing PYQs and be confident on solving CSAT. Second, in the mains preparation, it is more about to do with your practice of answer writing. CSAT is one of those, mains is one of those exam where you have to write a lot. And also at the time, you have to do the thinking and writing simultaneously. So in the 3 months preparation time between pre and mains, we have to devolve a good amount of time for writing answers. So get associated yourself with different amount of test series courses across the different platforms and do focus on 3 pillars, that is essay, ethics and sociology. Like sociology was my optional, so whichever your optional is, just ensure that you don't miss out on these 3 pillars. Apart from that, once you are done with the mains, then comes the interview phase. Interview phase is highly a myth associated that for interview we have to do this that a lot. Actually, it is a test of personality, and personality cannot be groomed in 1 day or 2 day. It is a lifelong process. So for having that confidence in interview, it is very important to give few mocks to understand what you are doing wrong and what correction you can make. Secondly, the most important part in interview, I believe, is having a right schooling and right college, because the fact has been seen these days that people are actually leaving the college and started preparing during their college time. So from my experience, I would say that don't do that, because if you inculcate yourself in many of the co-curricular activities, do different type of stuffs during a college, your actually personality grooms a lot. Like in my real interview, I can share that there was hardly any technical questions, since my DAF has so many things. I have did startup in college. I was associated with different clubs. My whole of interview was based on my DAF form and with different verticals that I have touched during my college time. So for everybody who is actually preparing for interview stage, must ensure that they give enormous time to understand themselves, to reflect on themselves, and to talk about what you actually want to express in the interview board. Apart from that, I believe UPSC preparation teaches us more than what to do. There is what not to do. Like there are a lot of myths associated. First of all, everybody talks about how many hours we need to study. From my experience, studying as per the clock is not a right strategy. Rather, make a checklist for weekly targets, daily targets, so that once you complete the target, you have the whole day to enjoy or do whatever stuff you want. So don't restrict yourself by studying like 10 hours, 12 hours. Rather, if you can complete your topics in 6, 7 hours, you are good to go with your simple day-to-day life. And when you are giving a high targets, high stuff, then you can push for 12, 13 hours straight also. So don't get into the myths of doing hourly studies. And second, be very concise with material. Don't repeat like a lot of resources. Once you have taken any coaching or any material, just restrict yourself to that material. Have a faith, whatever their coachings are giving you, or whatever institutions you are associated, just have a faith on them. Just follow the curriculum, the schedules that they are giving you, because they have actually mentored a lot of students before. This is from my experience in UPSC preparation. And a small and a last message to everyone, that believe in one thing, as Lord Krishna has said, that is Nishkam Kar. Don't run behind results. Don't think all time what will be the results, because UPSC cannot be greater than life. Life is a bigger chapter, and UPSC is just a part. So treat this UPSC as an opportunity to be a better human being with values, with somebody who can actually be a man of change. And to be a man of a change, you not only need UPSC as an organization to give you the platform through civil services examination, but also through UPSC preparation, you can see it as an opportunity to make a difference in wherever platform you goes in future life. Since I have given prelims 3 times, in first attempt of my prelims, I actually picked up the material just 2 or 3 months before. So being from an engineering background, I did a lot of mathematical calculation to how to go for the prelims. And luckily, I was able to crack in my first attempt. If you will see my question paper, you will find that there were a lot of mathematical graphs and all the histograms that I have made in the prelims. So first one, I will say I was more of a lucky, because I just cleared on the cutoff. In the second attempt, the mistake that I did and I was not able to crack is the overthinking part. Because once you start studying in a depth and you become over conscious of clearing prelims, so you don't believe in your intuitions. You start overthinking that maybe this option is also right, maybe that option is also right, and as a result, you actually is not very confident when marking your OMR. So when I come back to this attempt of 2023, I had ensured that I will listen to my intuitions and mark the options once I think that this is the right one. So this was the first part. And second, I think the in CSAT part, time management plays the most important role, because the paper is at the timing is about 2:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. So it's really very hot out here in North India, or across any part of India. So the first thing is that we need to have a good amount of glucose available with us during our center, because I've seen people fall during the paper. So to avoid that stuff, just be very mentally relaxed and have a stuff to cool you during the writing test. And secondly, be very precise in making the environment near you similarly to what you will be getting in UPSC center, like writing CSAT test at that particularly time without opening your air conditioners or something. And if you simulate such conditions, you don't get a heartbreak when you go in the real situations of examination. And coming back to prelims, I believe that the important thing is that we have studied a lot, and you all need to have that faith. Ki I have done the amount of hard work I need to put on. Now, the important part is to keep a faith on yourself, so that when you are marking an OMR of prelims, you need not to be having a second doubt whether I am right or wrong. And once you carry on that confidence from question 1, 2, 3 to last question, trust me, you'll be able to crack it. I was associated with GS score in prelims test series and referred many free resources like budget and economic survey. Apart from that, for the last minute preparation for history section, they provide some booklets where there's a timeline mechanism being there. So I've referred that during my prelims. It was very helpful. Apart from that, I did a lot of open mock tests for a CSAT also, and also associated by constant test in the organization. And you can also give it a try. It might help you in some way. Thank you.